Hi, I'm CJ Altenberg with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. So we've got a new Cimarron stock combo sitting behind me. This is a 2024 model. This is one we've been very anxiously waiting to arrive on the lot just from its versatility. The one thing about combos is the versatility of them. You can haul livestock, you can haul horses, you can haul toys. And this one here covers all those, checks all the boxes and some. So like I mentioned, a 2024 Cimarron Lonestar Stock Combo. Let's take a look at the drawing because I want to show you a couple specs on it. So this is 26 foot on the floor that we're looking at. 7'1" tall, that's standard height. 7'6" wide, so we went a little bit wider on this trailer. Front tack room on it, it's gonna have dual doors with a 5.5 foot short wall. This thing has a ton of options on it. Let's walk through it. I'm gonna show you some different things that we've done to this trailer and what really set it apart and what we're so excited about. First and foremost, Cimarron all aluminum construction, 8-year structure warranty, 3-year hardware bumper to hitch, 1 year no questions asked warranty on the tires. We'll talk about that a little bit more. The very first thing we're going to just look at is this hitch. So Cimarron's teamed up with B&W to build this hitch. I believe this is about the 3rd generation that we've gone through. We've just worked with B&W and Cimarron. Now this is a newer low profile handle, so we can get one more hole drilled into it. We really like this. Look, on this trailer here, it's not as big of a deal, but on our big living quarters, our big trainer trailers, guys that are hauling with haulers or semis, we need to get this coupler up into the stem a little bit more. With a taller handle, you couldn't drill the extra hole that we needed. We'll talk about how these trailers, we need them to run level here in a minute. But again, a really good, U.S. Made in America company that we worked with B&W. And again, they've been awesome to work with to develop this and come up with some different versions. Underneath the gooseneck, this is a well-equipped trailer. So why not equip it with an electric over hydraulic jack? Look, it's 26 foot on the floor, bigger tack room. If you want to leave those items in there, it's a lot simpler to push a button and hand crank this. If you do leave a lot of stuff on this trailer when you're hooking it up. This also has a manual override. This is the system that Cimarron likes to use, and we're big backers of that, because if you get in an emergency situation, battery is completely dead, somehow, for some reason we have to get this off or onto a truck, we can hand pump it with the manual override. Because this trailer is a little bit wider, 7'6" wide, the spare tires located down low. On our 6'10" wide trailers, we actually elevate this a little bit because this is a bigger footprint than the manual, and in order to get our knob, we have to have that up out of the way. But on this wider trailer, we don't have to worry about that. Your spare tire is going to be aluminum as well to match everything on the ground. And then because of this system, you're going to have a battery box and you're going to get a standard disconnect. So again, in those instances where we're using this trailer, we go to unhook it. The last thing you want to do is just reach up here and turn that to the off position. It'll kill all power to this trailer. So if a tack light gets left on, a load light, stall light, now we're not draining that battery to where, again, we're going to run in that situation where we have to go ahead and do that manual override. But it's awesome because Cimarron's developed this box. Same key that's going to match the doors, tack doors on this, so we can lock that. It's not one additional key you have to worry about. But the switch is right here. Very easy to operate. It is so nice to be able to just push that button up and down the trailer goes. Now, we talked a little bit about clearance. Over the years, the standard gooseneck drop wall height, so from here down to the bottom of the box, has been 50 inches. This is 53, because if you've paid attention to these new trucks out there on the market, Dodge, Ford, especially GM has changed their body style, their bed height has gone up. What is the price tag if you ding up a bed on one of these brand new, really pricey diesel pickups? So what we did was we went in and made this 53. And the reason why is we want bed clearance, but we want the trailer to run level. Just pay attention to newer trucks on older trailers. Either they have minimal bed clearance and the trailer's level, or it's nosed way up and it's running on the back axle. In this instance here, because of that coupler, because of the 53-inch gooseneck drop, We can adjust this trailer to make sure we have equal weight distribution on those 2 axles, get you plenty of bed clearance. I will never say you'll never get into your bed, but now we've drastically reduced the chances of that. You're gonna end up with about probably 8 to 8.5 inches of clearance. So I could put my pinky on the bed rail and maybe just graze this or not even touch it. So a lot of bed clearance in today's world. That is definitely needed with these trucks being a little bit taller. White sheeting, that's standard. We can go with some different color options. Charcoal metallic is really popular, and silver metallic black. You can do some custom colors. It will be an upcharge on that, but it can be done. Now, this is the tack room on this. This is such a cool setup, because on these stock combos, or in your standard front tack room, even slant loads, for the most part, they usually have one door on them. So whoever you're traveling with, I guess the person that you don't like the most, they get kicked over to the other side of the trailer, where you're gonna have to grab your saddles and go all the way around to saddle and unsaddle. So in this, as you can see right through this trailer. This has dual doors. The setup on the doors and the swing out saddle rack are the exact same. We mirrored them on each side of the trailer. Nice big 42-inch wide door. That is for the swing out saddle rack that I'll show you here in a second. Fold up step. This is 7.6 wide, so the running board's a little bit narrower, but why have to make this big step going in and out of your tack room? Makes the transition so much easier. Maybe doesn't cut it quite in half, but pretty dang close to it, so it makes it easy getting in and out of this tack room. As you can see, it was real simple for me to get in. Obviously the saddle rack is swung in, but when I swing it out, because of the 42-inch wide door, I'm not going to drag my saddles on this door frame. A lot of other manufacturers will have a narrower door. You're going to be doing just that, dragging saddles across these door frames. Even when it's out, I can still get through here. 3 pads per post. Same on the other side that we'll show you a little bit later, but these here can be adjusted. So if you wanted to add more, figure out your spacing a little bit differently, you can just loosen these nuts up, slide them where you want, retighten them up. It's on a gas shock, so it swings in and out really easy, making that transition, you know, again, coming in and out of the tack room, swinging it out, really simple. Now, as we come into the tack room, very first thing you can notice on the floor is this gray rubber flooring. It's got that tread bright kind of pattern to it, got a ton of grip. We love this floor. We actually did this on our show trailers, so show livestock, cattle, sheep, lambs, goats. And now we've actually transitioned it over to the stock combos and the horse trailers for tack rooms. Because in the past, there's a couple options. Either do nothing, you do rubber mats, just like in the floor, but there's gonna be seams, there's gonna be the edges where dirt can get underneath them, or you do carpet. Carpet will stain, it'll hold that odor over time. You can never get it back clean how it was. We feel like this is a great option because it also seals the edges. So got a lot of grip to it, and again, really easy to clean out. Then as you come in, you're gonna notice we've got a boot box. It's a partial, just because we're dealing with a short wall over here. So this one here, smaller miscellaneous items you can toss in there. You can use it as a bench to just sit down. Also use it as a step hopping up into your actual gooseneck area. So we've got an LED light, dead center of the gooseneck, plenty of lighting in this. You got one over the door, each door, that one up in the nose. You've got windows in the gooseneck, create a cross breeze. You can see out, brush tray over to the right for that plexiglass. That tray is awesome because it fits those 4-foot sections up there. We'll talk a little bit about that plexiglass, but it's a good place to have somewhere to store and keep that. Have a shelf over here on the right hand side. It's got a lip to it, 18 inches deep. Also framed for an AC. So if you ever wanted to add a power package to this, put an air conditioner in here, or even a manual vent of some sort, like a camper style crank up or anything like that, that right there fits all of those, and that part of it's already done. It saves a lot of time and money by just having that little piece already framed in there like that. So again, we'll get to the other side when we get to the driver's side of the trailer, but light switches on each door for those LED lights, so it doesn't matter which side you come in, you've got that. And then if we look at the partition wall there, fully carpeted. So we have 2 rows of bridle hooks there. These are aluminum powder coat, really tall, got some good spacing and good depth to them. So you can throw a lot of stuff up there. You know, it's amazing. Somebody will stop by maybe for us to, you know, give them a trade-in value, and we'll open up the tack room, and lead ropes and reins are falling off, and there even might be some headstalls on the ground because the older style were really small, really narrow, didn't have the depth to them. You always want to carry a lot of stuff and it's falling off. So this here, I think, really helps with that. And then this carpet will help as you're driving, as they're not actually rubbing against the aluminum wall, and also deaden the noise. Behind that saddle rack over there on the long wall is going to be a 25-gallon freshwater tank. It's gravity feed, so just fill at the top. There's a hose, put a ball valve on the outside here. You can fill up buckets right outside. You can carry water on board with you. You have a horse that only likes water from home, traveling in several months, or even you just get somewhere and the hydrant's a long ways away. You don't have to pack buckets. You've got the water right here for you and available. On the tack door, 4-tier blanket pole rack on a gas shock as well, brush tray. That way you can just maybe, again, throw some of those smaller miscellaneous items in there. Fly sprays, brushes, hoof picks, those type of items right in there. LED lights up top. So 2 16-inch awning lights. We did one over the tack door, one over here about center of this stall area, so you have plenty of light coverage. They shoot down and out. Again, good light coverage there. 4 exterior tie rings on this side. We'll have the same on the other. And then the plexiglass, like I mentioned, this is a slant wall. So the plexiglass on this side of the trailer is shorter than on the driver's side. So when we go to take these out, that tray, that's where that comes into play that I showed you in the tack room. But here's a little tip for you. It'll save you a lot of headache, maybe a lot of complaining and yelling at each other for who took it out. Take a roll of masking tape and a Sharpie, keep it in the trailer, take out passenger lower, tape it together and write that. Passenger upper, write that on there. Keep them in those sections, because when you go to put them back, you'll have this trailer put back in about 2 to 3 minutes. If you don't know where all these pieces, it's like a giant puzzle, and you're gonna end up spending 20-30 minutes at least. I have been out here on a used trailer 30 minutes figuring out the different pieces on where they go, because they're all different lengths based on the trailer itself and the setup. We have 2 7,000-pound Dexter rubber torsion axles, electric brakes. These are 16-inch aluminum wheels. We upgraded to 14-ply tires from the standard 10-ply. We just felt like, hey, it's a little bit bigger trailer with it being a 26-footer, a little bit wider. Let's go ahead and put a little bit more tire underneath there. That's something you really never regret doing. So, a little bit heavier duty. These are nitrogen-filled tires as well. That's what that green tab means. When you get into scenarios with air, especially this time of year, I mean, we're still gonna be over 80 today. We wake up maybe in the upper 30s, big temperature swings. So that will affect PSI levels with air. Nitrogen only allows it to change by a pound or 2. If you ever have like a slow leak, you can put air to these, but you're just not getting the benefits of nitrogen. A lot of tire shops can get you filled back up with nitrogen once they patch it. I mentioned the 1-year warranty on it. 1 year, no questions asked. If you have a blowout, you catch road debris, you catch a nail that can't be patched, they will warranty that tire for 1 year, no questions asked. That's through Lion's Head. That's the vendor that Cimarron uses for their wheels and tires. So that's not through Cimarron, that's gonna be through Lion's Head. But you've got the capability to do that, and them standing behind the product as well. Last thing, bolt-on fender. That bolt-on fender, a lot simpler to replace if you do get in situations where you do tear up a fender, rather than a weld-on where you have to cut it off, weld a new one on, a lot more time, a lot more labor, a lot more cost. Bolt-on's a lot simpler there. At the rear of the trailer, you can do a lot of different configurations. This one here is going to do dual 50/50 gates. You can do a solid gate, You can do no air gaps. You can do a gate with a slider. It's completely up to you if we're building something. This one here, we just felt like the dual 50/50 kind of made sense. You have plexiglass in the back. You're gonna notice the kick mats even on the back door. A couple 8-inch awning lights up top for you as well. Now, maybe you want to use this and your horses prefer a rear ramp load. The rear rubber bumper can be taken off and a ramp over can be put on this. So parts and labor, or parts and service can help you out with that type of stuff after the fact. Hay rack, a lot of items we can add to these trailers, even though they're on the lot, if it doesn't quite fit you. Strap that goes across the back. This back stall is massive. So this can easily fit at least 5 head of horses on this because this back stall is so big. But this is where this trailer gets really unique. I mean, the front tack room's cool, but back here is where the versatility really starts to show. So we have a solid divider back here. I'm gonna snap it back. It does not have the big springs like our normal slant load trailers would have. We have a center gate. It's 6'6" off of the partition wall because 6'6" is 2 stalls on our normal slant load horse trailers. And then ahead of it is gonna be a stud divider. So technically, because of the center gate and this stud divider here, you have 2 full stud dividers. That way, if you maybe even want to use this front stall for just some storage, you can do that because you can access it. But if you need to separate some horses, you can maybe have the 2 that need to be separated a little bit more by having the gate and the stud divider at stall 1. But what's so cool about this setup is if I want to make this now just more of a true livestock trailer and just have our center gate, this divider, the stud divider, and that partial divider back there are on these AR latches. So we have these pins. So we have a heavy UHMW plastic on the floor and in the ceiling, but I've got this pin right here. I can unpin this, get a helper, just because of the awkwardness and the length of them, but I can break this loose, we can pick this divider up, and we can take it out. Same with the partial divider back there. And then you have 2 more traditional stalls, whether they're box stalls, whatever you need to use them as. But again, it can be a very versatile trailer from hauling horses to hauling livestock to hauling toys, whatever you want. So this is such a cool setup and design that we can easily take these out, store them in the barn, haul some cattle if we want, some pairs. Maybe you got a mare and foals, you want to give them some box stalls, and then grab them and put them back in, and then you've got your dividers. So such a cool, unique setup from that standpoint. Again, that's where this trailer really, in my opinion, gets all of its versatility from that right there. Now let's kind of circle back to just how it's equipped. Kick mats all the way around, head side, partition wall, tail side. You have your paddle latches. You're gonna have a little bit of wheel well in here because it's 7'6" wide. More LED lights. So you have 3 of those. Roof vents, we have 4 of those. Those are 2-way roof vents, so we can open and manipulate airflow any way we want. Caps it off with an insulated roof. That's standard on every single Cimarron. It's really strong. I can walk on these roofs, it won't dent it. Takes substantial hail, takes 150 pounds per square foot. It's a honeycomb design that's a 1/2 inch thick, so it's really stout. More importantly, in my opinion, is what it does for just coolness in the stall area. 20% cooler than aluminum sheeted roofs. That makes a big difference in the summer months. You know, we'll take customers to horse trailers out here on the lot, sealed up aluminum roof. It's hot, stuffy in there. I'll walk them over to a Cimarron. You can put them in there and you can tell a physical difference in just how the temperature control is in these Cimarrons with the insulated roof. So again, really easy. Top right, they're flush wall mount. This center gate pins back into the roof. So it'll hold that other one back if you need to. But again, as you're loading, unloading maybe some livestock, it'll pin against, really easy to operate there. Again, same thing as that stud divider. Just unpin that and take it out, it goes. Now because of the plexiglass, you can't throw lead ropes around your upright post when you have that in. So you have this tie rail here in between the two air gaps, the full length of this driver's side here, so you can easily tie up horses, maybe even calves, whatever you need to there if you're hauling some show cattle in these type of setups as well. Now on the flooring, let's talk about what's on the bottom side of what you can see here. This is the industry's best floor. It is a 12-inch deck that locks in high and low, tongue and groove, 4-inch centers. So our centers are what run across this trailer the whole length. That's where you get the strength from. Wherever you have a horse, calf, anything like that standing on this floor, they're standing on a support beam. If you want to tell quality of an all aluminum trailer, just crawl underneath and look at that floor and you'll start seeing those centers spread farther apart. You're just not getting the quality there. You will get pits over time, and that's where urine can collect and start corroding. Urine and aluminum don't really go together. Urine's really acidic, so it'll start to eat that. So that's why it's really important to keep and maintain and clean these floors out. But we went in and got rid of the rubber mats, and we did worm flooring on this. So it's a permanent, unpenetrable rubber matting, so we don't have to worry about that urine getting down to the aluminum. Excuse me, this is something you can do after the fact on trailers, but it's a lot cheaper when it's brand new per square foot, because again, there's no prep work that needs to be done, any repairs. We don't have to worry about that. You can put that in. This stuff is great. It's got a lot of grip to it. Power washing it out is really easy. Just muck out your solids, power wash it out. Nobody wants to wrestle those mats. They're like an alligator. So it's really handy from that standpoint there. I want to show you at the back here one more thing. And it's an item that we've been adding to our trailers quite a bit over the last year. And that's this backup light right there. Our truck is a long ways away, so those backup lights are pretty much useless at this point. So when you get into scenarios where you're getting home at, in the middle of the night or unfamiliar places in the dark, it's nice to be able to turn that on and get some light coverage back here. So the backup lights are something that we've been adding to a lot of our inventory the last, I would say 12 months. And it's been extremely well received from customers by that just little piece. There's our light switches, so they're all individual. So I can turn on these back lights, each side stall on one individual rather than just one and having everything come on. Maybe you want to isolate where that light's coming from. Same thing, you're gonna have one here in the middle of the stall area, and there's one up ahead at the tack door. And then there's that plexiglass. Remember, again, it's longer on this side than the other. And then we're gonna have an escape door with a chest bar that goes across there. Again, you can access the stall area from this side. And then directly ahead of that, again, is gonna be the same setup we looked at on the other side. 42-inch wide door, fold up step, 4-tier blanket pole rack on a gas shock brush tray, and swing out saddle rack 3-tier on a gas shock. Same thing can be adjusted, add more, whatever you'd like to there. And then you have your light above the door itself. So again, such a cool setup and versatile trailer from the standpoint of being able to work off of each side of the trailer with that front tack room, using it as more of a traditional livestock trailer, but also using it as a slant load with those dividers, and just a lot of cool options, a hydraulic jack, the worm flooring, so a lot of extras on it. So I'm going to give you the stock number on it. Again, it's a 2024 Cimarron Lonestar Stock Combo, 5N230399. We do take trade-ins, so if you're looking to upgrade, downsize, we can help you out there. Financing is available, and also delivery is an option, so we could potentially bring this to your door. So give us a call. Anybody on our sales team can help you out. That number is 303-684-3400. We appreciate you tuning in. Have a good day.